Yes, I think I got my package. Let's go back into the game. These Mutalisks are really doing their job, sniping out the high tempers, and now Hydra's on the high ground. With no high temper support. What? What was that GG about? There were 2 Zelts in the main, and I mean, sure, these Hydras sort of traded kind of even. But man, did I miss something? I'm gonna call match fixing here. Definitely. CPL is a very prestigious league, so match fixing is definitely worth it. Okay, let's see what happened. Like these, yeah, as I was saying, these elves did not do much damage. Finally, they went into the main. But I mean, surely, look at all this larva that Engiza has. It's more than a control group of larvae. Like, he can make Hydras easily. I don't really understand that GG over there. Yeah, he did a good job. He sniped all the high templars. The army's kind of traded. I don't know. Well, maybe Engiza is slightly more emotional player. Let's go with that. But he definitely had a good shot. And I don't really understand that GG. Anyway, let's jump into game number 2. It's gonna be the winner of this, Gandhi versus Stanel. I think he is German Protoss? Not sure. Something tells me that he was, but... Oh, I can fix the overlay. So it's gonna be Stanel. Versus iData. It's gonna be Stano versus Gandhi. Stano this time spawning in at the top right corner of Eclipse, and Gandhi spawning in the bottom left corner. It's a PvP. We all know all PvPs are super exciting, and that's why you have tuned into the stream. Definitely it's for the PvPs. I mean, out of all the mirrors, to be fair, I enjoy PvP the most, but maybe I'm slightly biased because I'm a Protoss player. But that's my take on it, so... PvP is okay, just mirrors suck. So Stano, placing his one pylon in his base and then scouted around his base to see if Gandhi was going for any proxy gate shenanigans. Gandhi didn't do that, so technically... if Stano had made a pylon over here, he could have had his 2 gateways starting almost now. And Gandhi would not know that. So that's the thing that you can do on Eclipse. I like Stano playing super safe. So Gandhi was checking this location to see if there's any proxy gates over here. And now he's checking over here. But I think the best strategy on 2-player maps that you can do to see if you're being cheesed is just go to their main. If there are proxy gates, you will see no gates in their main base. So do that. Also, it's much faster. So Gandhi, very ballsy, skipping a Zealot. Okay, he's now starting the Zealot. Skipping a Zealot after seeing 2 gateways. Now we want to see a pylon from Stano. Let's see if that probe will... No. So sometimes, I think what Stano was going for, sometimes when you see a rush like that, you can position your probe such that it blocks the ramp. And if Gandhi had just rallied his Zelds across the map, the Zelds are glitching out and will not attack the probe. But none of that happened. Stano's trying to confirm if there's second and third Zeld, and... Okay, they're both going for the 20... So, no, Gandhi is going for the 21 gas build. Stano did try to play standard, one gateway into tech, but couldn't. Let's see how good is the probe drills. No. Not the best, but also Gandhi wasn't really trying to be aggressive, sniping probes. But okay, so with all said and done, I think Gandhi is definitely ahead. I mean, he's now forcing all that lost mining time, but that's not really the damage that was going on in this game. I mean, look at his probes, so mannered. So that's not really the damage that was done, because Stano saw Gandhi going for the 2 early gateways, which he then transitioned into the 21 gas. I think that was opponent build. Quark has posted the whole description to the build if you want to check it out. But because Stano saw these 2 gateways and then had to react to the 2 gateways, he had that gas that was not really gonna do anything if Gandhi was committing, so he decided to cut slightly his economy and go for some zealots. And cutting that economy resulted in 3 probes difference, then he killed 1 probe, and now you can see that Gandhi is up 6 probes. Sure, I mean, Stano now has a lot of zealots, but they're not really gonna do anything. What Stano was hoping for was that Gandhi, after the 2 gateways, went for a greedy expo, in which case, maybe. One important thing is Gandhi is keeping range here. And he's going for that super fast shuttle. Okay, so the 2 things that you can do over here, if you go for the build that Gandhi is going for. Number 1, you can play safe, as he's doing, get the observatory, get the observer, and then be safe against DTs. Number 2 is you can commit sort of a very old Inishi attack, but the smart thing to do if you're doing that is to confirm that they have gun range at around 630, and you can see 613. He's trying to check the main base, see if his opponent has any gun range. Because if so, he knows that he's probably not going DTs. There we go, and he didn't really confirm, so these goons were smartly not attacking from full range, so he doesn't really know right now. So the observer is forced to stay home. But anyway, so the second route that I was saying, the very old Inish. If you're skipping the observatory, so the observatory is 100 gas, and then the observer is additional 75 gas. So 175, and your shuttle speed upgrade costs 200 gas. So by skipping the observer, you almost have the money to get your speed shuttle. And then you really hope they're not defending well, so that you can surprise them with the speed shuttle and kill everything. That Reaver really does not want to be exposed like that, because that happens. I believe just because of the sheer eco advantage that Gandhi has right now, he's still fine losing that Reaver, but it definitely hurts. His build was basically centered around getting this Reaver and doing some damage with the Reaver, be it some eco damage or getting a very favorable engagement. Okay, so Reaver in a shuttle attempt number 2. Let's see if that's gonna be any successful. The answer is probably not if Stano is going for that counterattack. And yeah, you can see that the Reaver is forced to come back. He just does not have enough forces right now to defend. And I'm slightly surprised because he has that observer, he's seeing everything. Excuse me. As I was saying, he's got that observer, he sees that the whole army is out of position. And he tries to go out with the Reaver. It's risky. And I don't really know why is he taking the risk. Oh, excuse me. I'm fully vaccinated, I do not have corona. Oh no, he lost the second shot, the shuttle with the 2 Reavers. Okay, so you remember all of that where I was saying Gandhi's ahead and losing 1 Reaver was not such a big deal? He just lost 10 supply. And 3 Reavers altogether, so now it's a big deal. So Stano is doing a very good job making sure that he stays ahead after he just got ahead. But honestly, like, Stano played a very good game from behind. So good that he's not behind anymore. Okay, so Gandhi is confirming how many gateways there are. He sees 5 gateways and 2 more in the making. Let's see what's his response. His response is, I will not get supply blocked and I will build units. He was slightly late on that second part of the plan, but it's not a bad plan. The thing is, he lost 3 Reavers so far, and his Templar tech is no way near done. And you do need some splash damage. I mean, Stano's currently going for Gateway Man. It's kind of working for him. But yeah, there you go. He's got the splash damage, and the moment he has the splash damage, he will try to engage. That Reaver in the front is very ballsy, and yeah. I mean, it was a good strategy, but you see why it's a very ballsy move. Stano's now trying to take a favorable engagement on the high ground. Losing the observer did hurt. Let's see if he's macroing behind that. So Gandhi currently not macroing. Okay. I fixed that. And he is going for just speed zealots. I don't see Templar Archives anywhere in the making. I assume that's the Templar Archives. Nope, it's a forge. Nah, that's the Templar Archives. Okay. So that game, I think Stano is still slightly ahead after he managed to snipe 3 Reavers. But it's PvP, and especially on that map where the choke is very tiny, you can get all your guns in a defensive posture, and if you're with Reavers, it's really hard, even if your opponent has any advantage. Okay. It's really hard, even if your opponent has any advantage, for them to attack and end the game. So Gandhi was going for that ninja expansion, which is technically on Stano's side. And I don't know why Stano is now blocking his own Nexus, essentially. But Gandhi's plan to get back into the game was with that ninja expansion and Spidey senses from Stano. That did not really happen. And it seems like Stano is now trying to expand on Gandhi's side of the map. Very interesting. I wonder if these two players have any previous experience playing against each other, and I wonder if that's why they're going for this. These two Reavers are okay with some cannons, but you really need at least a couple of Zelds on that front to make it worthwhile. And yeah, you know what? His third is maybe well defended with the two Reavers and some cannons, but where are the Reavers here? Save the Reavers here? No. So Stano had a really great opportunity to end the game over here. And he still does, to be fair. Storm is not done. Halfway there. There are some high Templars, but Stano definitely is ahead. He is microing, his money just went down. But can he end the game? I think he can, if he's really careful here. Okay, if he snipes these high Templars, it's GG. And you need to back off from that ramp, because the probes will do that. Okay, Storm is ready now. Let's see the Storms. Oh, the Storm sniped the Observer, and the DTs are here. I don't think that was intentional by Gandhi, but it definitely bought him some time. Second Observer coming, so these DTs, yeah, are now not very good. Storm is almost sniped the Observer again. But okay, let's see the reinforcement. The reinforcements are on its way. Observer, yeah, Observer is not sniped. Observer is still here. And I think that's game. Yeah, okay. Gandhi leaves the game. So, well, you know what? We're kind of running King of the Hill here. We had Gandhi as the winner from our first game. Then he plays against Stano. Now we have Stano as the winner from the second game, and now we're gonna cast Stano. So, a very improvised King of the Hill. That PvP was good. Oh. Okay, it seems like we have that same game twice. It was a good game. It was a good game, definitely. So well done on Gandhi and Stano then for making sure that the replays are submitted. It's a very important thing, and you want to do that if you want your games casted. Especially goes for Blue Laguna and NGZ, because their games are not really in here. Anyway, let's see Stano versus Blue Laguna. I'm not gonna go for any racial stereotypes, but all the Protoss players did submit their replays. The Zerg players did fuck all. Just saying. Okay. We have Blue Lagoon spawning as the Zerg at the top of the map, and IRK Stano in the spawning as the Protoss player at the bottom of the map. I'm very pleasantly surprised that all of our players did play their games on top versus bottom, so that we can get red versus blue. Let me see. Okay, so mostly it seems like the stream is going fine. Let me know if that's not the case. Keeping an eye on it just in case. I know the overlay is not perfect, but bear with me. Okay, so Stano going for some Juki Scout. Is a very standard overpool by his opponent. Let's see if he's gonna try and block with Hatchery. I am surprised that Blue Goom is going for a drone scout. Is that normal? Yeah, actually, I think it's normal. But yeah, seems like Stano knows. So his timings around 2:05. The other player has the money to plant the hatchery, and that probe was there to be annoying. Drone sees everything. I'm surprised that Stano went for the gateway before Nexus. He didn't really see anything that would prompt him to go for a gateway before Nexus. So yeah, I don't know what's going on. And he also went for a pilot. Not sure if the drone identified that the Nexus is very slow and that's why I went for the Gastio. But yeah, I mean, Gastio against Protoss usually not very effective because that building over here is usually planted much earlier. So that if they steal your gas in the main base, yeah, you just go and take your gas at the natural. It's not such a big deal. And Stano is... okay, so... forget all I was saying about the gas steal. It's usually not effective because Protoss players just ignore it and don't do anything. Stano was attacking that with a probe. Not sure if it was intentional or not for some time. So it did cost him some lost mining time. So that's already some damage. But not much. Cybernetics for the simulator already done. So yeah, usually you would be already mining into gas. He's transferring, maybe he can transfer a bit more because the simulator is over here. Now he's also taking the second simulator. That's okay. Scouting probe got sniped again. One of these two links has the kill. There we got the champion link. Overlord sees that the Zelts are going across the map. Links can confirm that. The Zelts did just barely go out of vision, so I'm not sure if he noticed, but he should have. I mean, what else is he paying attention to right now? We have a lot of gas and Cybernetic core already done by Stano, and the gas is not really spent. I mean, I get it, he's busy. Okay, so seems like Blue Lagoon did not notice these zealots. So these zealots are doing way more damage than they should. Results against 8lings, I don't know if I want to, if I should be taking this fight. Stano is trying to do a good micro, but that is costing him a lot. So basically, with a good positioning, the zealots could have taken out these 8lings. Three zealots can definitely take out 8lings. But it seems like instead what Stano is going for is just throwing some chaos in Zerg's main, and yeah, I mean that's a pretty valid strategy what he's going for. You see Stano over here losing zealots left and right. By no means that is a good thing, but you can see it paying off. It was 22 drones to 33 probes. And the difference could have been greater if the difference could have been higher if Stano was making probes during all of this time. So one thing I do notice over here, for all of you Protoss players trying to wall on that map, currently there's a gap over here and the links can go through. What you want is that gateway to be touching that one rock. Excuse me, and that rock is making the wall link tight. Currently it's not. So if Blue Lagoon had identified that a bit earlier, when there was only one cannon, could have gone for Lingo in, and that would have been, I'm gonna say, successful, because I'm not sure that Stano is currently aware of the gap in his wall. Anyway, we have a lot of gas from Stano, and we saw the first Corsair being sniped. There's a few more Corsairs. That one is going down. There's one cannon. 4 Mutalisks against one cannon. You shouldn't really be taking the trade, and as we can see, he's not. And he can be annoying. And he is being annoying. What was us forcing out of Stano is his zealots are going out, but Blue Lagoon has more than enough links over here. And he's doing the smart thing. He is making sure that he spots wherever the zealots are going. These 4 mutants could have sniped that one cannon while it was building and then continue doing damage. But overall, I'm gonna say it was good damage. The mutants definitely could have done more, but even that is good. And yet again, Stano did get 2 drones, despite Blue Lagoon being so well prepared. So the preparation was great, the execution was a bit lacking. But definitely Blue Lagoon could have taken 0 damage over there. But you know, that is not pro level game. No one is really pretending that it is, so it's fine. Like his attention was spent elsewhere, and that's a good thing about CPL. Like now, you know one thing that you can improve. Okay, so Stano definitely does not want to be engaging like this. Okay, yeah, and the Storm Whiffed. Vulgum has good army, more like Stano does not really have any backup for these High Templars. Sure, 5 High Templars is a good number of High Templars. 6 High Templars is a good number of High Templars to have. In fact, it's possibly more than High Templars you should have. Oh my god. At this point, and I gotta say, like, Stano definitely has the balls. I would not do that move out. I'm definitely not moving out in the dark. With 4 Zealots and 6 High Templars. But that did pay off. I mean, Blogum was not paying attention to his army, and his army died to storms. Not sure about walling your natural against Zerg. Because Hydras can fit, Lynx can fit, the main things are you're blocking. Okay, now you see why you need War Zealots, because Hydras just do this. The main thing that you're blocking is Lurkers, Ultras. We're not really going to talk about Lurkers, Ultras that early in the game, and your own Dragoons and Archons. You don't really want to be blocking against your Archons. So there are no Lurkers yet out on the map. Let's see if Staron can exploit that. Seems like the answer is no, he cannot. The Lurkers, nice storms. The Lurkers did manage to morph before. He managed to morph before that was before the army managed to snipe them, so Ulugum is successfully defending this because see that? Staro does not have any detection yet. And the number of giveaways that he's on currently was at 5, 6. If you ask me, definitely not enough to be so confident and move out on the map, but it seems like it's working well for him, and more like Bulgum is not protecting his overlords as well as he should be. So Stano is making a lot of damage with these Corsairs. I mean, they are +1 and there were 5 Corsairs, but if you have 1 Spore Colony and, let's say, 6 Hydras, it is very cost ineffective for the Pro player to try and snipe these. Nice 2 Lurkers on the round, and they are spread out evenly so that one storm cannot hit them both at the same time. So that means that Bulgum will be defending that base as well, because Stano does not have detection and only has 1 storm available right now. He cannot be taking a 4th base. Come on. You can't be that greedy, can you? Okay, maybe he can. Seems like he is. Yep. Go 4th base. Going up. And it's all unscouted. I don't think this Overlord saw that base going on. Or this base. And he has nothing to confirm the what do you expect the 3rd by the Protoss player. So Zerg is really playing in the dark here. Not sure. Why is that? I mean, sure, you cannot really spread your overlords, because of these 5 guys over here on the map. Finally we have the observer, and I think with the observer Stano will be trying to deny Bulugum's fort base. And looking at the army, yeah, I mean, that is enough lurkers. If he positions them over here, Stano is not breaking that natural. But what about this base? Okay, sound static D being morphed right now. Let's see how successful these Corsairs are this time. Seems like the answer is not as successful. Oh, and you definitely don't want to be doing this. He just lost 2 of these Corsairs, and now he's gonna lose more. Okay, now he lost all the Corsairs, but at the same time, he is successfully harassing that fort base. Bulugum did a good job making sure that he sniped the observer. There is another observer very close by. And okay, so it was a bit of a slow reaction. I cannot believe that this hatchery stayed alive. Stano is trying to flank that army, but with only 1 storm available, I'm not quite sure if that's gonna be possible. That hatchery is so low, it's going down. I believe that sandwich will be successful. And regardless, the fact that he only had 1 storm seemed like he didn't really need anymore. So Stano lost all his goons. That is definitely not a good thing. But he traded them for the fort base of the Zerg. And normally, I'd say that's a bad trade. But Stano is currently on 4 gas. Let's see if his gateway count is up. 3, 5, 8 gateways and 1 in natural 9. He can probably go up more, but yeah, he now has a scary gateway army. And he's ahead in bases. And that is not something that you see every day. Protoss is usually behind on bases. Let's see how the storms are. First, none of these High Templars has enough energy for a storm. He did try to morph on Archon, but that failed. And all of these Zealots, if only there were 4 Lurkers instead of 2. Bulugum can definitely take that fight, but there's not enough Lurkers, and he's gonna have to back up. There's an observer spotting that base, and I assume Stano will go and try to deny it. I don't really get what's going on. I believe that the biggest mistake of... Okay, let's see. Let's see the realization of Bulugum. I mean, Stano is denying that base, no doubt about that. But Bulugum just realizes that Stano has these 2 bases that are operational right now. And I think that pretty much spells the sentence for the Zerg player. Bulugum did play very well, but I think it was the lack of vision that really killed him. If he had identified that the Protoss player was greedy and was taking these expansions, he definitely could have been a bit more aggressive and done more with his army, but right now Protoss economy is just too big to fail. Where was that from? Sure. And he'll be adding lurkers And, I mean, yeah, okay. That base is gonna go down because the army is out of position for Stano. But that's about it. Yeah, the timer is correct. Stream started 55 minutes ago. And we had Stano and another cross player that I cannot recall. Casted them both. I think the Zerg player is doing the right things, but it's a bit too late. Stano is already very ahead. Okay, so the Zerg is doing the correct thing. Sniping some of the bases, turtling up with lurkers and Scourge. So that is very strong strategy. If you're being hit by something that you cannot see. But at the same time, as I said, Stano is too big, although... Hold on a moment. Let's see if Bulugum can hold of that one last that stand from Stano, and if so, I think there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Bulugum might be able to come back in this game. So the flanks are really good. There's 2 observers. The overlords are spotting them. The overlords are spotting these 2 observers. And yeah, there's no more detection. And the Protoss army will be forced to back off. You can take this one base because there's only one lurker, but it's gonna be very cost inefficient. And yeah, Stano is backing off. So the silver lining for Bulugum, as I was saying, now that the disengagement is almost over, is that he did manage to snipe that one base, and Stano was about 55 probes, and after that one base was gone, Stano is now on 24 probes, so almost all of his probes were in this base over here. So Bulugum actually sniping that one base was possibly the winning move. I thought that it wouldn't matter at all because Stano was just so ahead, but it seems like his probe spread was not really efficient because he has 3 bases that are up and operational. He's not touching this one, and he had about 52 probes. That's around 18 probes per base. But instead of that, he had 30 probes in one of his bases. And that might be what will spell Stano's disaster. Okay, he finally notices that one Nexus. I keep on checking on that one. Overlords are gonna come here. Let's see if that observer will be meant for this world. I don't think so. Although, yeah, definitely sees it. And the observer is gone. Stano does not have the money to retake that base now. And Bulugum keeps on sniping these observers, which is very annoying. You can see that Stano is out of gas. Not normally late game PvZ you do want to have Archons, a lot of Archons, and he does, but these Archons, as a result, that Stano had a lot of gas and not enough minerals. So Archons with zero support from anything else are bad. Archons late game are good, but you need something to support. It's like an army of lurkers. Sure, they will do a lot of damage, but if there's nothing to tank for them... We've got Hive, and let's see the upgrades. Got 2-1 for melee and 2-2 for ranged attacks. Where are the Scourge? Where are the Scourge and the Overlords? Why is Blue Goom allowing this to happen? Okay, seems like Stano will be taking this base. Oh my god, I cannot believe back and forth this game is. These two are definitely a very good match. The game seemed over because Stano had such an advantage, but then Blue Goom managed to pull off something. Blue Goom managed to pull out that attack on this base and kill almost all the, well, more than half of the eco of Stano, and was back into the game. And then was turtling with lurkers and denying detection from the Protoss player while taking bases. It was all going well for him, but then for some reason he did allow the Protoss player to have all the detection. And the lurkers were isolated. Again, there was no support for the lurkers, and Stano won. Oh, not the game, but definitely won that engagement. An engagement that he shouldn't really have won if Zerg was keeping on his toes. Got speed shuttles in play with Reavers and Archons, so definitely Stano has a very scary looking army. And Zerg's forces are very spread on the map. We've got 2 Defiler mounts. I'm not sure if that was a mistake, or if he just wanted all the Defiler upgrades immediately. But okay, very good Plague. But is it worth it? You definitely want to throw a swarm in this not only Plague, because look at the amount of goons. Oh my god. Is Stano doing it? Hydras are very effective against Archons. And especially when goons are out of the game. And with that Plague you can pretty much say that the goons are out of the game. But look at these upgrades. Such good upgrades from the Protoss player. Zerg is now trying to go for 3 armor. But oh man, where are the Defilers? Is he making any Defilers? Zerg's army right now is small, but Defilers are definitely something that can compensate for that. Although he did manage to snipe the shuttle. Sniping that shuttle is huge. Just borrow the lurker, there is no detection. Nope. Oh my god, that lurker is still alive. Wow. Okay, 3 armor for the Zerg has kicked in, so Zelds are not 2-shotting links anymore, and he has Adrenaline. I don't know what to say about this game. I can't call it. or I don't want to call it. Every time I try to call the game, the player dies ahead, somehow manages to do a move that'll set them behind. So yeah, definitely enjoy watching these two. That engagement is going about as well as it can. Let's see if he... Plague is very good. You want to be throwing a Dark Swarm right now, though. The thing is, both of the Defiler spells are so good against Protoss, it's kinda hard to pick the correct one. So we have some idle Defilers over here. Both players rushing. It's basically a quest right now whether Bulgum can hold his base or not. And the links arriving right before the reinforcements from the Protoss player is a very good thing. High Templars storming themselves to death. Definitely do not want to be throwing Plague over here, because there's nothing to Plague on. Okay, good. He threw the Dark Swarm, but had no units to make use of that, so it's okay. Now you can Plague. Or... Oh my god, both of these shuttles took one hit each. One of them was sniped by that storm. And... oh my god, I cannot believe it. Such an even game. Protoss has some small army. Zerg is great Plague on these two readers. The thing is, Zerg has enough army, but he's not really gathering. You don't really want to do that. But there's not enough Sunkens, and that Scarab is miraculously managing to go through these minerals, so you can say that did pay off. He sniped about 15 drones there. So definitely good Scarab hits. Protoss is making that one small stand here. Look at this. If... let's see if there's gonna be any action over here. No, it seems like the Protoss will just pick up that army. If the Zerg player has... gets a Defiler over here, Plagues or Swarms the rally of the Protoss, that would have been so cost effective and possibly might have won the Zerg the game. But right now, Zerg's army is very small compared to the Protoss army, so you really should be counting on these Defilers to make the magic that you need. Let's see how are the bases. So that one that Stano almost forgot about all game is running well. That one is halfway there, and this one is non-existent anymore. So Stano's mining off 2 bases. I think Bulgum is also mining from 2 bases right now. Cast something, cast something? Nope. Okay. Again, as you can see, the Zerg player has enough forces scattered around the map. They're just not gathered, and that might be what is spelling his doom over here. Trying to morph some last minute lurkers. You need to borrow these. You need to borrow these. Come on. Okay, so the lurkers are borrowed, and now Protoss has no other option but to back off. Oh my god, that's such a good one. So, no, I was wrong. It seems like the Zerg is only mining from one base. So it's one base mining versus... Let's go these two one base as well, although they're really boosting the income. So let's go with one base against 1.5 bases, okay? So definitely we have the Protoss player at an advantage again. And the Zerg player is kind of allowing that to happen. But that was such an amazing game. Like, very back and forth from these two players. And I think that might be Zerg's last attempt. See if he can break that base and the army, and if not, just GG. It's a good plan, given that Zerg is currently out of resources. But yeah, I think we're just watching the last minutes of that game. The Zerg player is not really leaving the game, and I don't blame them for that. But the Protoss player is definitely at an advantage, so we just have to wait for a bit. Of course, late game Zerg can make as many links as they want because they basically cost larva. They don't cost any other resource at this point. Let's see if these defilers will do anything. We see one Dark Swarm being thrown, but look at all that splash damage. It doesn't really matter that there's one Dark Swarm. Lurkers just now burrowing, but again, I don't know if it's gonna be any successful. These goons are useless, but the goons are okay. I thought there was like 4 or 5 goons, but 7 goons, still not enough. Protoss player breaks that base, and that's the end of the game. So, very good game by these two players. Let's see how long these other 2 games are. I might be able to cast it, but no promises, because I sort of need to go in about 40 minutes. Oh, never mind. That was the second to last game that I have, so I only have one more game. And it's another PvZ. We already saw Gandhi versus NGZ in a very quick game. Gandhi managed to take the game, although NGZ, if you ask me, did leave prematurely over there. And let's see if that will be the case for this game as well. So, game number 4, 5? 4. Game number 4. Let's go, game number 4. And the last game that I have from this group, which is great. It's pretty much also all the time that I've got. Anyway, we've got already familiar players. We've got Stano spawning at the top right corner. And we've got NGZ, or I cannot remember what his previous nickname was, but this time it's Terra Hydra Canna. I don't know about you, but Terra and Canna are sort of triggering me. Good thing that he at least had the decency to spell out Hydra and not miss the last syllable there. So both of our players in this group are going for Forge expands so far in their PVCs. I have the feeling that this might be a gateway expand, although there is no probe going to make that gateway. So it seems like Stano was taking notes from Mini's book and will be skipping scouting. And okay, never mind. He's scouting, just scouting after that Forge, which is Forge on 12 and scout after the Forge. He really must trust NGZ for not going for some 5-6 pull shenanigans, because otherwise he would have been dead. He's pretty much forced to make that one cannon. He sees that there is no hatchery by the normal time that hatchery should be made. He sees the pool is already done and gas is not being mined anymore. So yeah, he is doing the correct response over here, slowing down the links a very tiny bit, and I feel he's gonna have enough. Let's see if we can plug the holes. That's probably a bit too many probes, but better safe than sorry. So NGZ did open 9 pool speed both of these games. No, both the times that he was matched against Protoss players, he is being matched against a different Protoss player this time. But what I'm surprised by is that no Zealot is being made. 5 probes are being pulled off mining. And don't get me wrong, Stano is still ahead. He just could have been more ahead. So that probe over here is confirming that there's no further links being made. And I mean, if I was Stano over here, I would leave. Oh no, he lost the scouting probe, so he's trying to send another probe. I was gonna say, if I was down here, I'd leave 3 probes and put everything else to mining. But most importantly, I'll get the Zealot. As soon as you get that Zealot, you can leave maybe 2 probes. So that is good, but the Zealot needs to go and plug one of these holes, which it's sort of doing right now, but also sort of not doing. A 3rd cannon, because his 2nd scout was denied. So he's really just playing safe. Is that gonna be any good for him though? Oh my god, it's been so long since I've streamed that I've forgotten how to check who's in here. Who's currently looking at the stream, but anyway, it doesn't matter. I will try to ask you later. If the stream was smooth, or if it was a bit glitchy. So Cybercore is being done. Lair almost marked. So let's see if NGZ will go for that second gas. I don't believe so, because they already have 3 bases. Yeah, making that 4th hatchery. Definitely not going for the mutas. But of course we know that because we can see everything and Stano doesn't. So we'll see if he will make any additional cannons in his mineral lines. But it is very tricky to play from here because Stano is right now putting his bets on NGZ going Hydras. So he made 4 cannons at the front. But if NGZ was actually going Mutas, Stano might be dead. We see that safety cannon over here. I don't hate it, but currently he's very, well, it's not very behind. But he's behind, and when you're behind... Okay, I suppose there's 2 ways. You can either play super safe and defensive and try to get ahead later on in the game. That's option 1, which you can do if you believe your opponent is slightly weaker than you. You can say, yeah, you know what, I am behind right now, but you can probably take them off in the late game. But against an evenly matched opponent, you will possibly not be able to do that, because if they are ahead, they will stay ahead. So you need to cut some corners in order to make sure that you are staying ahead. Okay, we see some mutas being hatched. These mutas will definitely not be in time to save that one Overlord. The Zelds are being cleared in the middle of the map. Currently NGZ is supply blocked, so that is not great. But Stano is very brave moving out with these 2 Corsairs, because he doesn't really know what is the circular making. If there were 4 or 5 Scourges over here, or 4 or 6, that would be disastrous for Stano. Instead, these mutas are moving out. There's the Scourge I was talking about. Corsairs have no other option but to go back home. Mutas will try and intercept. Let's see if he can get these 2 Corsairs, because if he can, that is very big. Okay, he got 1. But Stano has got to keep making these Corsairs. Yeah. And on the other side, NGZ can be annoying. Let's see how these Scourge connections... Okay, he didn't really connect the Scourge, but NGZ can be annoying now. Maybe do some harassment to Stano's eco, but realistically, doesn't have to commit to these mutas. He already has the air control. He is forcing Stano to go and make all these Corsairs, but he might as well just make some of the some Scourge and then go straight to Hydras. But instead, we do see that NGZ is going for another strategy. He's very committed to the mutas. He is taking +1 Carapace for the flying units. So he will definitely try to win the air battle. I'm just not sure, after losing these 3 mutas, if that's still going to be a successful option for him. He can definitely clear all of these Zelds. They are +1 Zelds, so they are definitely a threat. Okay, so he forced an Archon, and he should really back off after this. There's only 2 Corsairs, because Thanos has lost all the rest, and you can see that he is remaking all these Corsairs. And I don't know about anything else, but that is definitely a win for the Zerg player, because he is forcing so much gas from the Protoss player to be spent on something that is not High Templars or Goons, or otherwise the units that he really wants right now. Surprisingly, there is still no Overlord speed. Yeah, you can see the Overlord speed is now being researched, but so Overlords are still slow. So I'm a bit uneasy about that. That 3rd base will probably be denied. The important thing here is, yeah, okay, get that 3rd base and then get the hell out. Because the Protoss army is currently stronger than the Zerg's army, so, and you don't really want to be caught off guard. Which is sort of what's currently happening. He's also not using the ramp to his advantage to the best of his abilities. And yeah, that is exactly why you want to get to run away with your army after you snipe these cannons. Like, sure, you can come back later. Yeah, snipe the cannons, snipe the probe, maybe try to deny the Nexus, but don't overdo it. And we just saw an example of overdoing it. Okay, so Stano knows that the Zerg player is monitoring this 3rd base. So instead he is trying to take a ninja 3rd base. And I believe we saw him do that last game as well. Yeah, last game in that very long PvZ, he did do that. Zerg is on a healthy economy right now, and they just need to not engage like the way that they are engaging so far. Oh my god, that is so annoying. This link, I bet, NGZ's idea was to send this sling and see if Stano is taking any of these 2 expansions. But unfortunately, Traitor Link is over here and will not confirm any of the expansions. While Stano's Corsairs did spot that 4th base trying to come online and managed to snipe it. So it was not a cancelled base for NGZ, so that is a lot of damage. And Stano sees all the lurkers morphing, so he knows where the lurkers are. Oh my god. Okay, so he sees that probe transfer right now. He should know about that base at the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock position. But it seems like his plan is just not to care about that. He is engaging over here and he's sort of putting all his eggs in one basket. He's going all in on that one attack, and if that one attack works, he wins the game. It seems like he did manage to get all the Stano's army, despite him having sound detection. And okay, now he realizes that he did realize when he saw the probe transfer, but for the first time that walling is actually being effective, because the base was harassed by lurkers mainly. These pros cannot evacuate, not with these lurkers on the run. Yeah. So NGZ is doing a very good job denying that base. So that is currently a win for NGZ. For sure. The thing is that base is online, but he did kill a lot of probes. So this time, Stanos Ninja Base's strategy did not work.